Welcome back, beautiful, beloved souls. I thought I would do another PowerPoint on the false light, NDEs, Archons, and the memory trap. And this is based on the fact that I have seen lots of videos floating around on YouTube where people who've had a near-death experience have reported seeing deities, especially Jesus. And these can even be atheists, and they'll have a near-death experience and they report a loving presence who happens to be Jesus. And I'm very skeptical of these reports based on my own NDE, which is what we're going to get on with. And I've found that NDEs are based on what you believe in. And if you yourself are religious, then you would expect to see, depending on that religion, if you're a Christian, you'd expect to see Jesus. If you're a Muslim, Allah. If you're a Buddha, and it's really very much dependent on cultural context and belief system. But before I get into this PowerPoint, I need to let you know that I have uploaded videos where I've shared that once I was a Christian and I'm very spiritual. So I, in my near-death experience, would have expected a spiritual encounter. All right, let's get on with the PowerPoint. So the afterlife is not always what it appears. Millions report a divine light or guides during NDEs. And they also can report loved ones, angels, and as I said, there's often a warm, comforting figure who many come back saying it's Jesus. But what if some of these encounters are manipulation of consciousness? The missing data. Not all NDEs look like this. Some report a black void, no beings, pure awareness, astral observation, sound-based or geometric realms. My own experience. During my NDE, I didn't see angels or a tunnel. I didn't have a life review. I wasn't comforted by a loving figure representing Jesus. I was in peaceful, conscious blackness. This changed everything I understand about death. So these are one of my books, Awake in the Dark, a Near-Death Journey of Consciousness, that you can find on Amazon. And this other book is The Frequency Cage, How Souls Are Trapped and How to Escape. Unfortunately, at the moment, all the website is down, so it's not allowing me to publish my paperback. Now, usually what happens is there's an emotional pull. So these are the testimonies of near-death experiences. There's an emotional pull, usually by a loved one, to go into the light, to go into the tunnel. There's memory fog and a staged choice. By that, I mean that it's not a choice at all. It's more like you are forced to do something, to go somewhere against your will. And these resemble forms of frequency influence or hypnosis. So people report going into a tunnel and surrounded by loved ones, and like I said, they have a life review and they are told to come back because their life is not over. This is usually by Jesus, and this could be and fake. Gnostic origins. Now, I have had a comment by a Christian saying that Christians don't teach reincarnation. Well, very early Gnostic Christianity did teach reincarnation, but the books were seen later by the Christian fathers as heresy, and they were burned. So early Gnostics taught that archons influence reincarnation and that we have spent lifetimes of reincarnation. They influence and say, you are sent to learn a lesson, and after you die, like I said, you have a life review and they see if you have learnt the lesson, and then often you get told you can do better, you can learn another lesson, reincarnate, go and reincarnate and learn lessons. But why, if that was true, are our memories wiped and we all have to start from scratch? So the early Gnostics warned that some light beings are imitators. The key Gnostic texts. There's the Nag Hammadi library. There's Hypnostasis of the Archons, the Gospel of Thomas, and the Pistis Sophia. And I'll spell that Pistis for you. Pistis Sophia, Sophia, and the Nag Hammadi, Nag, a capital Hammadi. Now, why is it all suppressed? Why did the early church fathers suppress and call Gnostics as heretics and actually burned libraries? It's simple. If souls stop reincarnating, the simulation collapses. So basically, we are living in a simulation, and consciousness, if we just stayed conscious and stopped reincarnation, the simulation collapses. Therefore, this knowledge has to be hidden. It's dangerous knowledge. Because again, the Gnostics taught that the Archons fed off fear and of trauma and pain. Closing. This is not fear. It is awareness. You deserve sovereignty and you deserve knowledge. You deserve choice. So, I just want to say that if anything is forced, it is not love. Divine infinite love allows you to choose. Divine infinite love forgives. Divine infinite love does not feed off fear and trauma. Divine infinite love does not punish. It does not say, you haven't learned your lesson, go and do it all over again. Okay. Thank you very much for watching. Please drop a comment. I know this is probably like a repeat, but the more people who awaken to the fact, number one, we are in a simulation and that we are being recycled by reincarnation, the more we awaken, the more we put an end to the simulation. Please be kind to each other and to yourselves. My name is Jem, Jem Stone, and I'm an author of over nearly 40 books and a psychic medium. Take care. Thanks for watching. Love, light, and blessings. Bye.